All right, gang. Well, welcome back to InnRoads Plays. We're throwing some dice down on Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, and we have just finished our first battle in the campaign, and we are going after the one that got away at this point. But let's reintroduce folks to the players. We'll start with Luke, and then work our way to the mics.
Hey, I'm Luke Navarro, one of the co-hosts on Game Store Profits, and I am playing a halfling as a mage or a wizard. I don't know. He shoots fire, named Silas.
He brings the fire.
So you
He
got
is
to
a
do that
wizard.
when
I
you're
looked
throwing
it up on my character sheet.
Well, you know what to do now, Ralphie boy. Burn them. Burn the house down.
All right, Pyromaniacs, we'll calm that down. Next up, one
I'm
of the
now
mics,
going to
pipe up,
imagine
please.
that leprechaun every time you cast Fireball. I hope you know that.
Well, we'll just keep you busy.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go next?
Masha, you go.
All right, yeah, I'm Mike, and I'm Basha, the other Mike, the lesser Mike, the better Mike, I don't know. And I play Kendrick Hillenspanner, the rogue.
All right, very good. And last, but definitely not least.
I'm also Mike. You'll often hear me be called Perna, as it is my last name. I'm playing Baird, the cleric of Moradin, the one who keeps these other two in line.
Come on, no Scottish rogue. What happened to Bert Ironborn?
Listen. It's a long night. It's late for me. The last time I tried to do too much accent work when it was late and I was tired, I had the amazing bouncing accent. I'm trying to save that for game, is what I'm saying.
All right, hold it in reserve. Hold it in reserve.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I got it. Okay, well, I'm Jeff Romo, coming back and taking over the DM duties for the evening. I said duty. So let's roll through a quick little reminder for the folks at home and for us as well. It's been I know the recordings have been coming out at different times, and as far as where we've been, we started off in the city of Melvant. For those who are D&D aficionados, we are working off of the material in Forgotten Realms, working in the city of Melvant, the city of swords, as it were. And the group has been in town for about 40 days, fastening themselves together as friends and surviving the city, and have been working with a halfling named Yublin Blacklebuck. You've worked your way into his trust. And so Yublin's trusting you with a larger mission at this point to basically bring supplies to a small, I mean, I don't even want to call it a town. It's a very tiny town of roughly 100 people called Black Horse. And the supplies are going to be brought there, and specifically to an inn named Black Horse, which is basically where the town gets its name. It's run by a dwarf named Krieg, and you are to bring these supplies for the hefty sum of 100 gold to start, and then 100 gold when you return. Basically, the main things that you're going to be doing is taking the supplies there, picking up something from Krieg, and bringing that back to Melvant. Along the way, Yublin has tasked you with picking up as many rumors, confirming as many rumors, or picking up any rumors as you can, because there has been a bit of information of orcs coming down from the northern territories called the Thar, Thar. And normally they're happy to run around and raise hell up there on their own, warring amongst themselves, but very few and far between are seen coming out of that land and raiding to the south. Normally that's just left to some of the smaller goblinoids like goblins, hobgoblins, and their ilk.
Like the
But
ones we were killing last session.
you got it, exactly. So
Mostly me.
mostly the firebolt slinging mage, that's correct. So in any case, so that's job one. The other part is really trying to pick up on who the return trip is going to go to. Like, what kind of material is being brought back from Krieg, and to whom is it going to? But
Yeah,
so
there was that moment we had too when it was not quite shady doings, but it was kind of shady doings. Like
exactly.
like there's not enough stuff here in the cart to fully restock a town, and yet when I confronted Yublin about it, he kind of went, "Look, just do it."
No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's the next part of the information there, is that you had a chance to take a look at what was inside the cart, and again, it's like dried fish and meats. You've got some cold weather clothing and what could be considered some basic medical supplies, that sort of thing. Like, if you get attacked by a wolf here or something, you could wrap up the bandage with and clean out the wound, whatever. But if you were to parse out the wagon load, the party, you basically note that it's enough supply for maybe 8 people for 1 week, or 4 people for 2 weeks, et cetera, if you're kind of working the math there. But yeah, he's basically, there is something, because I believe that it was either Kendrick or it was Baird that rolled really high with their insight roll, that, is it truly something shady? And he's basically saying, no, it's not something shady, but at this point, the less information I give you, the better, because right now, what you know is what I know when it pertains to this mission. So
Yeah.
the more information you can bring back, the more we can connect on that.
I put the fear of the All-Father in him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he wanted to confirm that you knew, that he knew, that I knew, that he knew, that you knew.
1 plus 2 plus 2.
Plus 7. What is this? This doesn't add up. But he definitely knows better than to send a lawful good cleric into some kind of a den of iniquity or something like that, however you want to phrase it. So on you guys went. You get about 2/3 of the way on the first day. It's a 2-day journey if weather allows. And you're about 2/3 of the way on your journey for the day. So it's about 1 o'clock, and you guys take a mid-afternoon, rest, take a break, rest the mules. One of the watches, you guys overhear the sound of goblins fighting. You guys go out, waylay the goblins with fire and arrows and holy light coming down from the heavens. And out of, I think, all of the goblins, I think only one escaped. And you guys were about to give chase, but you were in the midst of helping out the man you rescued.
Oh,
whose name
I don't know
is
about
Harlan.
helping out. We kind of just said, stay here and don't move.
There you go. So that's where you met Harlan. He's a human. Indicated that he, 2 other humans, Stiv and Gentry, were escorting a half-elf named Undil to Black Horse. They were along the same way. They had left the day before and were camped out at that rock formation. And that during the night, that's when the goblins came in and attacked them. It looks like he had basically survived and then either passed out or whatever, and then the goblins came back for some more and were trying to finish him off. So just quick summary on there. He's pretty banged up. He's pretty wounded. He's probably like at about 1/3 of his health, just to kind of give you a frame of reference. He says he's definitely willing to remain behind. He wanted to go, but Baird convinced him that, you're not in any shape. You're going to do more harm than good. And then something important, Kendrick, I don't know if you remember, something important that you noticed was that you recognized certain behavioral patterns in this guy. That he could be a face you passed or have seen in the Breakwater Tavern back in Melvon. And that's a place where you get like kind of a higher class criminal sets up meetings in a place like that. Possible that you might have seen him there. But in the conversation, you guys basically got out of him that, look, I can tell you this much, but to tell you more would be to put my life in danger, because I have a certain duty to not reveal more.
So now we're hunting gobbies.
Exactly. So, all right. So at this point, what I will do, close a couple of these windows out here, and I will move over to our map, and I will bring you guys over to the camp real quick. And so basically, here's kind of where you guys were at. It's one thing I wanted to make sure that we did cover was where do you guys want to leave the donkeys or the mules in the cart? Do you want to bring that into this area here? It's got enough of a pathway that you could get the cart into here if you needed to.
What time of the day is it?
It's probably about 3 o'clock.
Well, we got a guy staying behind. Let's make him
Yeah.
pretend like he's doing something and keep the animals.
Okay. There you go. All right.
There's
So
a reasonable chance that I might blow him up.
Accidentally?
You will keep these safe, or I will melt your face.
using that arrow, when you guys came in here, you laid waste to 4 out of the 5 goblins. That last goblin raced this way. And so
Yeah.
he's probably only been gone like maybe 10 minutes at the most, because you guys did take time to loot the bodies. You were able to determine that there was some silver and also a vial of poison. Undetermined poison, but when one of you accidentally touched it, I just to kind of help with the description, not that it does anything detrimental at this point, but your finger did come away numb. So just something to be aware of, and I think, Kendrick, you have that?
That was my finger?
Well, I'm just saying
course
you had the poison. I think they resolved that. Well, you're the guy with the arrows. We're going to give you the poison.
Oh, okay.
Sounds suggestive and
Which
inflammatory.
makes sense, because I also have some poison resistance.
Very good. That's good. And so, as to that,
So
something.
as we begin following him, then I'd like to use some of my tracking skills, to find out first off if that's where they all came from. If there was a whole bunch of tracks coming back the other direction, and then just to keep an eye to see if at some point he meets up with anybody or anything.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay.
Is that nature?
Let's see here. There's a couple of things that I wanted to kind of make sure we knew, and I want you guys to actually go over to the right-hand side. There is the little icons along the top right-hand side. There are the it looks like basically note cards, and you'll have your character listings, and then there's handouts below. So what I did is I put together some NPC. I put together some map handouts and then also some references there as well. It doesn't have everything that I think you guys might be looking for, but just some of the kind of the highlights. So if we're dealing with what's a free action, you can take a look at that and see what it looks like. And it'll basically, all I did was I did some screenshots of the free material that's out there, so that we could actually leverage that in the game. Okay. So you'll be able to use that at your leisure. So there's a nice little thing for critical hits there. So there you go. And as to that, let's do this. Let's get some music going, huh? All right. So that should be queuing in pretty soon there. All right. So now you guys are heading off in this direction, and you are going to go and try and find this particular goblin. So, answering your question, Mr. Navarro, or Silas, let's get into character here. Silas is going over to try and find out which way this particular little scamp went, and he can do that by, let's see here, I believe an investigation roll can be used, or survival. So whichever one you have will help do some trackage.
Well, I guess I'll go with investigation then.
Okay.
Did it roll? What's happening?
What's happening? What just
I'll
happened?
press the button.
I'm not seeing the
There
roll
it is.
call. Oh, there it goes. Little delay. Come on, which one is it? All right.
Alright, so I got 11. That's not great.
Not terrible,
Can we
but
go with that first die roll?
not terrible. But let's do this. There is.
Oh, wait a minute. No. I got a 19.
Yeah.
That second roll was because I didn't think that first roll happened.
Just because roll 20 was lagging out there does not mean.
I didn't even see that first roll.
Oh, I see. Okay, that finally kicked in. All right. Well, perfect. Well, something just to kind of help you guys out a little bit is on the reference docs there we go. So sometimes two or more characters team up to attempt a task, and the character who's leading the effort or the one with the highest ability modifier can make an ability check with advantage. So something that I probably would have had the rest of the guys roll as well, just to kind of give a advantage, and then we might have been able to take the higher of that rolls. So perfect. All right. So you have scored a 19 on your investigation, and Silas is, after quickly ravaging the dead goblins to find their gold and silver or whatever they had, because those worthless little greenskins didn't deserve it, but they deserve what they got. And he goes off into the west side of the map and starts looking for tracks, and he's able to find where the little critter had flapped away, trying to save his worthless hide. So yes, you do find tracks.
All right,
So-
it's just his.
It looks like it is just his, and at the pace that he's going, because he got a 19 there, the pace he's going, you can tell he was running flat out.
Okay.
All right. So, what shall you
Let's
do?
go get
What
him.
shall you do? All right.
We hunt the greenskin.
All right. What's your marching orders? Are you gonna have
Somebody bigger than
Silas
me, go in
continue
front.
to?
Yeah, generally, I try to be as upfront and as close to the bad guys as possible.
All
And
right.
I'm the only one with any kind of decent level of armor on me.
All right, very good. Well, let's do this then. So Baird will head off first. Kendrick, Silas, who's next?
I'll go.
All right. So we'll have Kendrick going next, and then we have Silas bringing up the rear. So off you guys go. You'll be heading out in that direction. You guys should have direct control over your icons there going forward, but we'll do a little theater of the mind here as you start going into the underbrush and trying to find exactly who or where this little creature went. All right, as you guys make your way through the underbrush, the area right around here, because it's so close to the rocks and everything, there's an additional shade, and some of the soil's gotten a little bit harder. But as you move away from some of the rocks, you start seeing some more brush and trees and stuff for things to hide under. Back by the road, it's pretty threadbare. You don't have a lot of foliage, but here there's plenty of room for folks of ranging from goblin to dwarf stature to hide. So you guys kind of make your way through. Are you guys rushing? Or are you guys kind of going a little bit quieter? What's your strategy?
I know for me, I would probably
He
say
knows we're here, so
Yeah.
we don't need to rush foolhardily. But at the same time, I don't think we need to be stealth.
Okay. All right. So you guys are moving up, working your way through the brambles and going past a few trees. You lose the tracks a couple times, but you wind up finding them again between the three of you. And as you're moving along, you're not necessarily trying to be quiet, but you're also not, blundering forward. You start hearing in the distance that chittering sound of goblin conversation. And does anybody amongst the group speak goblin?
I probably do. Let me. Well, I speak orc. I don't speak goblin.
Okay. Let's see here.
I speak common, dwarvish, elvish, halfling, gnomish, and orc.
Hey, let's go fishing for a babblefish.
Greenskin is not a language. Orc is a separate language. That seems wrong to me.
Well, that's what I'm gonna say. You'll probably pick up a few words here and there, but basically,
Well,
you
it's
guys
like it's the orc and goblin is like Spanish and Portuguese.
there you go. So it's kind of there.
I say
But,
they can't even speak unless we open a hole in their necks. So let's.
Oh my
Look
gosh.
at you.
Look at this guy, like a champ, man. This guy's like he's done this before or something. I don't know. Okay, so you guys are coming along, and you start hearing conversation back and forth. Can I have you guys do perception checks?
Perception check. I forgot how to do that.
Oh, there it is.
Character sheet. Journal.
Ugh.
That's okay.
Kindred.
Oh!
Oh.
What? What's happening? What?
What?
Silas turned up all his attention on the footprints.
Hey, you guys! Look over here. There's some footprints.
There's a nice rock over here.
Alright, perception. It's
There we
which
go.
tab?
All
That's
right.
nice. Oh no, that was a nice roll.
So, what kind of what languages do you speak? There, Senior
Dwarvish
Basha?
and Common.
Dwarves, common,
That's
common and bad common. All right. Okay, so you basically hear two distinct goblinoid voices. You're going back and forth. What do you do when you hear those voices? Because you're kind of moving along. The other dwarf, Barrett, is looking down the ground, following the tracks. You got Silas is like ready to put fire on something, ready to go.
We have to take advantage of their distraction with each other and let the rogue go in and take one of them out, and one of you guys prep to take the second one out. All right. We gotta listen to them for something. We can't understand them. We might as well kill them.
Wow. That is profound.
Oh my
You know,
goodness!
or let's take
murder,
one
death, kill
down.
cult here.
Let's take one down. Let's follow the other one.
They're standing together. You come along, and you guys aren't making a terrible amount of noise, but just currently looking at their passive perception right now and what they're talking about, they aren't paying attention as you guys approach. But you guys have a little bit of cover, and maybe about a second or two you can observe them before you decide what you want to do. And as you come around one tree, you got the three heads poking out, dwarf, halfling, and
Three
you
Stooges
see,
style.
yeah, exactly. There you go. You got two halflings. Gosh darn it!
And a
You got
hairy
two
foot.
goblins. Yeah. You got two goblins that are there arguing back and forth. There are two giant rats that are next to them that basically have rudimentary saddles put on them.
I was gonna say that, but I was gonna say that jokingly. They actually do have saddles.
Heck yeah!
All right.
This is Romo world, baby.
You mean the rodents of unusual size?
Yes.
Not it exactly.
I don't think they exist.
Talking about. Oh, they exist. They exist. Let me tell you.
And they've got
I'm picturing a chase through the woods, like on speeder bikes, but like 1,000 speed.
So at this point, the dwarf Beard is starting to pick up a little bit of what they're saying, and all you pick out is long shanks double, long shank double, long shank double grub yub. We run back now. And then the other one turns back and says, "We're Hoprock. We're Hoprock." The other one says, "He dead. 20 long shanks, sneak up, kill, light from sky, fire and head, kill us all." And then there's a long pause. "Except me. Now let's go."
I would love it if we could just have Basha put an arrow in his eye as soon as he said, "Except me."
No.
It's up to you. You guys want to engage? You have a surprise round at this point.
We gotta keep this guy alive. We gotta keep the guy that saw all of this alive.
To tell the
And
tale.
We gotta keep following him around and killing everybody else he's with.
Oh my gosh,
No.
death by association.
Yeah.
By the end of this, he'll be terrified of the whole of us at all. He's
He's alone in some goblin bar later. There's these these dwarves and this halfling just kept chasing me.
40 of them if it was 2.
Yeah, 40 of them if there was 2.
There was
I thought there was
400
only
of them.
3. Shut up, you!
There was
It was an
4,000
army.
of them. All right, so what do we
man.
do? I got
Okay.
2 daggers, one for each one of these guys if we need it. I just need to roll a crit, right?
That's
Right.
basically. I mean, it's up to you
I'm
guys.
dreaming.
However you guys want to
I
play
would say
this.
that I am rubbish for stealth, so I'm all for doing something that either involves just sitting there or killing them dead.
Well, let's roll
Sneak attack?
initiative, so that way you guys have it out there. But then after that, we will go with yeah. You guys can do your sneak attacks.
All right. All right. So what are we rolling here?
Hmm.
We roll the attack. I have a sneak attack separately.
Yeah. Let's if for the time being, let's just do a quick little theater of the mind. Meaning, I don't have a map prepped for this, but I'll work on getting one set up here for you real quick.
My initiative roll no worky.
You
There
gotta
we
click.
go.
You gotta click on your guy and then click initiative.
Roll the
Click
7
on
for
my
initiative.
guy.
Where's initiative at?
Or you can open up your character sheet. It'll be in there as
No.
well.
What I'm saying is you. Yeah.
I got it. All right.
Is these skills?
It's on
Oh,
the
it's on
character sheet on the
stats,
core.
kind of in the middle of the top section.
Core stats. Initiative. Here we go. 14. Yay!
At least
My
one
goodness.
of us can put some speed on.
He smoked it. That's pretty awesome. Okay.
my
Let's see
weapons.
here.
All right, so we
Go
get
to your
2.
weapons.
We get 2 hits on these guys, right? Sneak attack first.
Well, let's see what happens. We'll see if you can hit first, and then they're going to roll their initiative. And if their initiative is higher, then that means they would go next.
Okay.
So you
I'm
guys
with
get
ya.
the surprise round, so you guys can go at it.
Oh, okay. So attack.
Yeah, melt them. Well, you get
Melt
to shoot them.
faces.
Woohoo! 17. What is the
Nice.
second number again? I don't remember.
It's if you have advantage.
Oh, I do have
Correct.
advantage.
You do have advantage, so if you have that better. No, 17 is a good enough roll. That'll hit. Unless you had a 20, that's when you'd want to say, okay. I'm
Why
gonna
would
use
I?
that 20.
I got a 20. Let's roll.
A solid 20?
I got a solid 20.
I think
Oh,
the
then you
green,
crit,
the
baby.
green square means that it's
Oh, it's not a
It's a-
solid 20.
no. I think the
Oh,
green
it's a
square means
roll.
that it's a true crit, isn't it? Doesn't it?
There
If
you
you
go.
hover your arrow over the result,
20 plus floor, 10 minus 10 divided by 2.
it looks like the result was
Yeah, that's a
20.
real crit. That's a crit.
All right.
That's a legit.
Yeah,
Pretty
the
good.
green square is
So now,
the red
so
square.
now
is
you
a-
take your exactly.
Fatality.
So
double
now what you
damage
do is you're
rolls.
going to take your damage, and you're going to roll that. You're going to roll that. I think it's 1d6 is your damage. What is it? Or 1d4?
I think it's 1d6.
D6.
Those are my 2 daggers, yeah.
You sure?
Well,
think
I don't know.
Daggers are normally a 1d4. So basically what you'll do is if you get a 1d4 plus your strength modifier, what you're going to end up doing is doing 2d4 plus your strength modifier once, but then your sneak attack damage you can use twice. And, all right, you killed this guy. He's dead.
9.
Yeah. Okay, he's dead. There's no way he's gonna survive that. So
Okay.
all right. So you sneak up on the guy, and while the one guy is looking over like he's the one he probably came to visit and say, hey, I just got waylaid. He is saying, hey, we got to get out of here. And then the one that was attacked opens his eyes and sees you sneaking up, but he's frozen with fear because he knows exactly who you are because you're the one who was part of the trio of demons that came after him. And you come in and you kill the guy that he was talking to, trying to tell him what happened. So now it's initiative. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. So nice. So quick first strike. Actually, you know what? Surprise round continues with Baird and Silas.
Yep,
So
surprise round.
what do you guys want to do? Do you guys still want to try and kill this other one, or you got basically another goblin and you've got a two not devil rats, giant rats.
I'm gonna blast
Better than-
his rat.
Yeah,
I thought we were gonna get the rats.
What?
What'd you say?
We're not
Let's just-
goblins.
Cook them with the fireball. Let's eat them later. Rat jerky's good, I hear.
Rat jerky. All right.
Booyah!
Crits abound.
Perfect. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it, man. That's two in a
Okay,
row.
let's see here.
Somebody
I
needs
gotta
to
figure out-
somebody needs to check out check out
All right.
roll 20 and make sure these guys are okay.
So now you gotta
That's not
tell
right.
me how to do the crit damage. It's just
Right.
double damage, right?
Basically double damage for you.
So
Yeah.
2d10 instead of the d10.
Your damage is a D10.
Just add them
25,
both together. I
maybe.
guess it's gonna roll 2 of them.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Add an extra 1.
9 damage.
All right, very good. So basically, what ends up happening is the first goblin is dead, and then you attack the you attack the rats, and the first rat is now dead as well.
Yeah, all
So,
that power just to kill a rat.
Yeah, basically, you fried the rat. He's dead.
He didn't just fry it.
So
He-
both
he,
goblin
like,
and rat are
turned it
dead.
into-
Barrett, you're up next.
Okay. Before I go, I just gotta ask, gentlemen, do we want to do Bosch's initial plan of following this guy wherever he goes?
Yeah.
All right. Because it's early in the day, as it were, I can't help but do this because I just want to make it happen. I'm gonna cast command. Command is basically you speak a one-word command to a creature you can see. Target must succeed a wisdom save or do exactly what I say.
Awesome.
So he's got to actually. These goblins are not gonna do that. It's not fair. The poor goblin. He's just hanging out here, with his pet rat, and he's just chilling out. And then all of a sudden, what? My buddy Joe just got killed in front of my eyes. All right. So what is it now? A wisdom save? You said?
A wisdom save.
Oh goodness me. All right. Here he goes. And he's at a disadvantage because he is eyes. Where's the roll? There we go. All right, so that is.
Thankfully, Thankfully, it's a disadvantage because my DC is 13.
Perfect.
That is a 20!
All right, so the goblin, he's looking back and forth. He sees this dwarf just emerge from the underbrush and knife his buddy who was who he was trying to get some help from, and then somebody firebolts his buddy's rat. He's about to turn and get on his rat and run off, but then all of a sudden he's blinking his big red eyes and his flappy green head, is kind of wobbling back and forth, and he's like, whoa. And he kind of looks up at Barrett and he's like, look, what?
And I'm literally just gonna walk up and go, run.
And the goblin kind of stares up at you blankly, and he's about to reach a hand out to try and stroke the belly of your armor, armor belly, but then he's blinks again. He's like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. He basically jumps on his rat and runs off. And so he and his rat continue on their journey westward.
Wait a minute. Did you just
Kendrick,
cast
run
this?
slowly!
Yeah, did you just cast this thing on him and then tell him to run?
No, I
Basically gave him the impetus to do what he was actually wanting to do anyway.
right.
Yeah, that's a waste, man. You know he was gonna run on his own.
Listen, I'm about the moment.
I mean, we could at least make him walk on his hands or something.
I only have one word. I can't give him like a 4-paragraph. You know, I get one word.
What does the DM think about hyphenated words?
What do you want me to say?
Crab
Mosey.
walk.
Mosey. Like.
All right, so your goblin hightails it out of there. He's grabbing onto the rat. The rat looks over and smells the charred remains of his buddy, and he's also way too eager to get out of there. He didn't look like he wanted any part of that fight. He was probably gonna leave anyway, despite whether his goblin friend was on him or not.
He smelled the charred remains, and because of his goblin vileness, he was like, smelled good to him.
No, this was the rat.
Oh, well, the rat smelled good to him too, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, they eat pretty much anything, but not this day, not this time. So, all right, so you guys basically have a clear path to follow. I mean, the way this guy's riding the rat off into the sunset, I mean, there's tracks galore between the mud and the dirt and the broken branches and stuff.
That's what I was going for. I wanted to make sure that this dude doesn't like hide somewhere. I want him to run the crap home.
Ah, okay,
That's
okay.
basically it. So.
Right, I can give it back to you there.
Well, good work. So now off he goes. He's making his way westward, and you guys have a pretty clear trail to follow. And you make your way west, I would assume. You could take a leisurely pace because, again, like I said, the trail is pretty darn clear. What would your preference on approach be?
I would say that we would kind of go a little bit fast because we don't want him to be like, get home and get the National Guard or whatever and have them waiting at the gates for us. But right. I'm not exactly worried either.
Yeah, I don't want to get there. He's there in his bathrobe going, I've been waiting for you guys. What's up?
Follow along. The trail, again, is pretty gosh darn easy to follow. Making your way through the brush and the brambles. And as you guys are following along this trail, you're going to get to a Y section, and or fork in the road, shall we say, or fork in the animal trail there. On one, the trail goes up and to the left, and on the right-hand side, it just continues going roughly straight, kind of meandering. But that's definitely the way the rat went. You're not seeing any tracks going up on the left-hand side.
Wait. What are we following?
You're following the tracks of the rat that as it's taken off as the goblin's riding him away.
Oh, the goblin's riding the rat. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Theater of the mind.
Theater of the mind, baby.
So, what you're telling me is you're giving us a high ground overlook on the scene on the left side there?
Yeah, because that's tempting.
Well, yeah, it's possible. You could roll an insight check to see if that would be a suitable passage as you start kind of scanning the landscape around you.
I just want to follow the rat.
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah, don't split the party, man.
Don't split the party. That's right.
It's a little early for us to be breaking the cardinal rule of D&D.
That's true. So, which way do you guys want to go? Follow the rat, or take a look at the high ground?
Follow the rat.
Follow the rat. Okay.
There's greenskins need a killing.
There you go.
We're gonna regret it later, but it'll be more fun that way.
Oh, wait until you guys regret this. Can't wait.
Basha, now you're learning the concept of what would the guide do. Me, as a player, I go, crap, there's going to be something in the path the rat didn't go down. There's something that's probably going to be awesome if I go up there. But what would Baird do? Baird wants to put his hammer in a greenskin, and so he's following the rat.
All right. So you are starting. You're going up this trail again. You're taking a leisurely pace. I'll take a break here just for a second. As you guys are coming on this trail, you start hearing more goblin laughter. or not laughter, but just chittering and excited sounds, that sort of thing. Yeah, you got it, exactly. And the trail is starting to kind of open up. And as you're looking up and around the trees and beyond, you're seeing like a rock formation up on the left, and you get glimpses ever so often of that trail that you passed up, and it does look like it goes up towards the top part of that rock face. So it's kind of creating a backdrop almost to whatever is ahead of you. So hopefully that kind of visualizes. It'll make more sense once I move you guys to the next map. Before I do that, Kendrick, I noticed that I'm not seeing you on Roll20. Are you out of there,
Oh,
Basha?
I should be on it. I think I'm gonna stop my browser and go back in.
Okay. You need to dump out of the call real quick.
No, I don't think out of the call. I'm gonna just kill the one browser.
No, that's okay. Well, this is a good point to kind of take a quick break, and we will resume in a few minutes. Or for those viewing, we'll probably be resuming in about a week or two. So, what happens next when they follow the last remaining goblin? Stay tuned.